amounted to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I'm Nicholas Akosile Walter. Here are the news making the headlines. Vaccine distribution begins. Lagos, others wait. SGF, others take jabs. Burundi president pardons 40% of inmates to free up prisons. Interview with Harry and Meghan births a lot of controversy. Oil falls after hitting $70. OPEC Plus output plunges. CAF cancels under 17 tournaments. Please stay with us as we bring you details of the news after the short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, and now the news in details. Vaccine distribution begins. Lagos, others wait. SGF, others takes jabs. The federal government has confirmed that the movement of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine to states has commenced on Monday, while its delivery will be completed today. The executive director of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, stated this during a press conference of a presidential task force on COVID-19. During the event, the chairman of the PTF and secretary to the government of Federation, Boss Mustafa, led all members of the PTF and 4 journalists to receive the doses of the vaccine. After the vaccination of Mustafa, other members of the PTF team took turns to get vaccinated. They were the Minister of Information, Culture, Lai Mohammed, Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, Environment, Mahmoud, Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Oyeyemi, and World Health Organization representatives in Nigeria, Walter Mulombo. Others were Executive Director, NPHCDA, Dr. Shuaib, Director General, Nigeria Center of Disease Control, Dr. Chikwe Ihekwezu, SGF Director of Press, Willie Bassi, Permanent Secretary, that's General Service Office in OSGF, Dr. Maurice Nandi, and former Permanent Secretary, GSO Olusegun Adekunle. The vaccine was also taken by the Permanent Secretary, Andrew Adejo, PTF National Incident Manager, Dr. Mohammed Mukhtar, Director General and Chief Executive Officer for the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Musa Nuhu, and Head of Department Surveillance and Epidemiology Department, Aise Ilori. Moving forward quickly, Oyeyemi, appointed by President tenure, ends July 2022, says FRSC. The tenure of the Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi will end in July 2022. Oyeyemi, age 60, is serving his second term in office, with some elements querying the legality of his continued stay, saying this contravened the civil service rules. Reports had it that the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmad Idris, and the Corps Marshal clocked the mandatory retirement age on November 25th and 26th, 2020, respectively. But findings indicated that Oyeyemi is holding a political office as the Corps Marshal, and his tenure of office is at the pleasure of the President. This gathering was meant that his appointment, unlike a career civil service, was not governed by the public service rules. Section 7, subsection 1 of the Federal Road Safety Corps Act 2007 provides that the Corps Marshal shall be appointed by the President, and only qualification required being that the person must possess sound knowledge or ability in the organization and administration of road traffic and road safety matters. In another development, bill recommends imprisonment for discrimination against old people. The Other Persons' Rights and Privileges Bill 2020, sponsored by the Senate Committee on Women Affairs, has prescribed a 6-month jail term for anyone who discriminates against anybody that is above 60 years in Nigeria. It also recommends 2 million naira fine against any corporate institute which commits such offense against older people in the society. The bill mandates the National Identity Management Commission to issue certificate of older person to anyone who attains the age of 60 years for them to qualify for all the rights and privileges contained in the proposed legislation. It also imposes a 1-year jail term to anyone who unlawfully issues certificate of older person to anyone below the age of 60. Other provisions made for the older persons in the bill include 50% discount on land, sea, and air transportation, and it mandated commercial vehicle operators, management of airlines, and shipping lines to ensure compliance. The bill forbids anyone from subjecting older persons to solicit for arms and prescribed a 6-month jail term for offenders. It also provides free education up to secondary level for any illiterate older person who is willing to acquire formal knowledge. Now, quickly coming from around Africa, Burundi president pardons 40% of inmates to free up prisons. Burundi is to free 5,255 prisoners as part of presidential pardon aimed at emptying overcrowded jails, according to a decree. The Burundian branch of International NGO Action by Christians for Abolition of Torture said it amounts to 40% of an estimated 13,200 prisoners. The East African country's prisons have a capacity of 4,100. In the decree, President Evariste Ndayishimiye said he's convinced that an exceptional measure of clemency is needed to decongest prisons and improve conditions of detention. The prisoners to be pardoned are those serving sentences of up to 5 years with certain exceptions, such as participation in the armed group or threatening national security. Those convicted of corruption will also be freed on the condition that they pay back misappropriated funds as well as damages and interest ordered by the court. And still coming from around Africa, Benin opposition candidate jailed and accused of terrorism. The leader of Benin's largest opposition party and first female presidential candidate has been arrested and is accused of planning to assassinate several political figures. Rekia Madogo's candidacy for the presidential election on April 11 was rejected by the Electoral Commission for failing to garner signatures of support from 16 mayors or members of parliament. Many opposition figures are already in exile or barred from the office in Benin, a West African state which critics say has veered into authoritarianism under President Patrice Talon. She was arrested on Wednesday in Port Novo in the presence of Joe Ivo, another opposition candidate who escaped at the time of the arrest. A total of 20 would-be candidates officially handed in their documents to run for the presidency, but the Electoral Commission said only the 3 chosen had met the requirements. Talon, a cotton magnate who was elected into office in 2016, said at the time he wanted to serve a single term only before changing his mind and announcing his candidacy in mid-January for the April vote. He will face former Minister Alassane Soumano and Carintine Kohoe, a dissident opposition figure. We'll go on a very short break. When we'll come back, we'll bring you updates from Australia. Stay with us.
A revival fire sweeping across the land.
In this kingdom where we operate, the higher you go, the hotter you should be. The more you expand, the more you should be on fire.
The mighty move of the Spirit invading the souls of men. Never have we seen it in this manner. The manifest presence made real.
You were born 7:15 a.m. on Sunday, August 22, 1982.
Generational impact with Apostle Johnson Suleiman.
Glory be to the Lamb of God. I'm coming to Abia State. I'm coming to the city of Aba. We're going to be having 3 meetings. The first day is going to be in the evening by 4 p.m. The second day is going to be in the morning by 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Be my guest as we enjoy grace, open heavens, mighty, mind-blowing manifestations of the power of God. There will be miracles, there will be deliverances, there will be restoration, and above all, there will be salvation and emancipation of souls. Be my guest as I come to Aba for Impact 2021. God bless you.
16th and 17th March 2021 at Aba Polytechnic, Aba, Abia State. Tuesday 4 p.m. and Wednesday 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. GMT+1. For inquiries, call.
Welcome back, and now updates from Australia. Victoria too holds inquiry into impact of colonization. The Australian state of Victoria has announced an inquiry into the impact of colonization on Aboriginal people, the people probe of its kind nationally. Aboriginal Australians were disposed of their land after British settlement in 1788 and have since endured systemic injustice. Unlike some other Commonwealth nations, Australia has never formally examined the full impact of past policies, and the state government said a proper examination was long overdue. Called the Euro Justice Commission, the inquiry will be modeled on one established by Nelson Mandela in post-apartheid South Africa and others that have taken place in Canada and New Zealand. It will begin later this year and have the powers of a royal commission, and Australia's highest form of public inquiry, meaning it can compel witnesses to to appear before public hearings. Findings expected next year. In announcing the inquiry, the government referred to past injustices including massacres of indigenous people by white settlers and the state-sanctioned removal of children from their families last century, a group now known as the Stolen Generations. Now more updates from the United Kingdom. Interview with Harry and Meghan bets a lot of controversy. Foreign news updates from the UK, our foreign news correspondent has the rest of the story.
Interview with Harry and Meghan birthed a lot of controversy. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's TV interview made a lot of noise around the world with shocking expressions of support as well as anger from their critics and some commentary on one of the most watched media events of the year so far. In an interview aired on CBS, Markle told Oprah Winfrey that she contemplated suicide after joining the British royal family and raised allegations of racism, including official concern about the skin color of their child. The explosive statements prompted messages of support as well as barbs against the monarchy, while a number of users, including some British media figures, accused the couple of boosting their public image at the expense of the monarchy and of baseless claims. Others pointed out that the explosive allegations would be a serious blow to the institution. During the 2-hour CBS special, the couple covered a range of topics including racism, mental health, their relationship with the media and the royal family dynamics. In other key revelations, the couple also revealed that they exchanged vows in a ceremony led by the Archbishop of Canterbury in their backyard 3 days before they were legally married at the public wedding in May 2018. The couple moved to California after formally stepping down from royal duties in March 2020, and it was announced last month that they would not be returning as working members of the royal family. James Comfort, reporting for Celebration TV News Desk.
Quickly on business news, oil falls after hitting $70. OPEC's plus output plunges. The international oil benchmark Brent crude dropped after climbing above the $70 per barrel mark for the first time in over 14 months. Brent, against which Nigeria's oil price fell by $1.30 to $68.06 per barrel, down from over $70 per barrel. The rapid rise in prices came as Saudi Arabia's energy ministry reported a drone attack on March 7th that hit a petroleum storage tank at the Ras Tanura port. The drone attack ignited fears over disruption in global oil supply, and a confluence of bullish political and economic development provided further tailwind to the market, according to S&P Global Platts. The attack, launched by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels from Yemen, galvanized fear over the security of the global oil supplies, as the Ras Tanura port is one of the world's largest oil shipping ports, with 33 million barrels of storage capacity and 3 terminals that exports all of Saudi Arabia's key crude oil grades, in addition to exporting condensates and refined products. Saudi Arabia made good on its pledge to cut an additional 1 million barrels per day of its crude production in February, driving total outputs by OPEC and its Russian-led allies to a 4-month low, according to the latest S&P Global Plus survey. And still on business news, federal government begins training of 1,110 agri-extension workers. The opening ceremony for the training of 1,110 agricultural extension agents in all 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory commences. Ministers of Agriculture and Rural Development, Sabo Nanono, inaugurated the exercise at the headquarters of a state's agricultural development projects in Abuja. He said 30 extension agents, each from the 36 states and the FCT, were being trained by the federal government to realize the country's agricultural goals. He noted that over the years, the fortunes of the agricultural extension system had declined majorly due to decreased funding Policy changes, reduced manpower, and lack of interest of young people in agricultural entrepreneurship. Nanono stated that at the inception of the current administration, a special committee on the revitalization of agricultural extension service in Nigeria was constituted. He said the committee was to, among other duties, commend appropriate institutional structures, arrangements and capacity building for the delivery of effective agricultural extension and advisory services in Nigeria. We'll go on a very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you news from the sporting world. Don't go anywhere.
Is over. You can now connect to Celebration TV's official website www.mycelebrationtv.com. Specially designed for your satisfaction, you get to access a lineup of inclusive contents and programs of Celebration TV. Get the latest updates and news stories from our news desk. Be kept abreast on infos about all outreaches and events of the Resurrection Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Watch Celebration TV on the go via our 24/7 live streaming service. With all these and more, we make your partnership with us as we take the gospel around the world way easier with just a click. Hurry now. Visit www.mycelebrationtv.com.
You're welcome. Sports news. CAF cancels Under-17 tournament. The Confederation of African Football has cancelled the 2021 Under-17 African Cup of Nations billed to kick off on Friday in Rabat, Morocco. There was no official reason given by CAF for the cancellation, but reports claimed that the tournament was cancelled as a result of the closure of the Moroccan airspace until March 21st due to COVID-19. Algeria's Under-17 national team was expected to arrive in Morocco on Saturday, but they yet to be granted entry visa into Morocco. Reports have it that only 5 countries have arrived in North African country for the tournament. The countries are Senegal, Ivory Coast, Uganda, Tanzania, and Zambia. The Golden Eaglets, who finished second at the Under-17 WAFU tournaments, were scheduled to depart the country today for Morocco. In another sports news, quickly, Djokovic set all-time records for weeks at world #1. Novak Djokovic set a new landmark of 311 weeks as world number one, 1 week longer than Roger Federer, who tally of a record of 20 Grand Slam titles, is now firmly in the Serb's side. Djokovic won his 18th major at the Australian Open in February, with Federer turning 40 in August. The Serb has time on his side, and he's a year younger than Rafael Nadal, who also has 20 majors. Djokovic reclaimed the top ranking from Nadal in February 2020 and finished as year-end number one for 6th time, trying the record set by Pete Sampras. Federer, who returns to action in Doha this week after more than a year out of action to recover from 2 knee operations, leaped out of the top 5 on Monday to 6. His place was taken by Stefanos Tsitsipas. Djokovic made his top 100 debut in July 2005, just weeks after Nadal has won his first Roland Garros. He was top 50 in June 2006, top 20 for the first time in October 2006, and top 10 by March 2007. He first became world number one at the age of 24 on July 4, 2011, the day after winning Wimbledon for the first time, beating Nadal in the final. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you missed out, here's the news headline recap. Vaccine distribution begins. Lagos, others wait. SGF, others take jobs. Burundi president pardons 40% of inmates to free our prisons. Interview with Harry and Meghan births a lot of controversy. Oil falls after hitting $70 OPEC plus output plunges. And CAF cancels under 17 tournaments. And quickly, we have photo of the day. Can you see that? It simply tells us that we should not be afraid to choose a different path than others, and we should actually do things differently. It's only when we stand out that we become outstanding. You can drop your comment on our social media platform on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, tweet at us at My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, Celebration TV. Always remember that a positive contribution to the wellness of your society, find yourself, or the organization you work defines your leadership mind. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has barred his ways to success. Be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. Be a part of nation building today. Thanks once more for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Stay blessed. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.